Well, Congressman, it's great to see you. We still don't know the details of the border bill. We know it doesn't include the Dreamers. It doesn't include many things the Progressive Caucus wants badly. But it is supposedly a big policy change on asylum and some other big concessions from the White House. As I say, Chuck Schumer says it's going to include aid for Ukraine and Israel. Can you get through the House?
Well, first, Speaker Johnson has said it's dead on arrival. So what they've done is tied that aid to Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel to a package they're saying is dead on arrival. It's kind of a no-win situation. I'd like to think that through one means or another, we can procedurally get a vote on the floor. If it gets to the floor of the House, I do believe it would pass.
It would pass because you think there are enough Republicans in this very narrowly held Republican House. Enough Republicans would switch over and you could hold the Democrats?
Well, look, when we just talk about the Ukraine side of this, I'd say about 100 Republicans support that. They still support the Reagan doctrine and understand this is a moral and strategic imperative to defend Ukraine in this fight. On the border policy, I think about the same ratio breaks down. So it gets tough. Look, when the middle is vacated, especially by the far right, it's hard to get things done. This is probably our last best chance to do it under the Speaker Johnson administration.
You'll have to bring along a lot of those progressive Democrats who hate this border bill. Speaking about Ukraine, though, the EU just approved, and they had to overcome objections from Hungary, $54 billion for Ukraine. But Kyiv is still relying on more U.S. aid. There are weapons that come only from the U.S. You know that better than I. The CIA director, Bill Burns, has written in Foreign Affairs that cutting off U.S. aid to Ukraine would be a mistake of historic proportions. How long can Ukraine survive this war? Into next year without this funding?
Well, look, it's tough. They're already, shortchanging their effort by rationing munitions. What the EU is sending is a lot of economic aid, which is critical as well. But it's obvious that the situation could turn in a moment's notice. I don't think Putin can ever win the war under his definition of this, but there could be extraordinary devastation. The war would turn. Russia could regain vast swaths of Ukrainian territory. And again, all the reasons we fought the Second World War, the reasons we formed NATO and the United Nations would be lost. Perhaps worse would be our standing in the world. I think it's time to heed the words of General Milley and Secretary Austin. If we let stand Putin's aggression, we're inviting more bloodshed and very real possibilities of having to double our military budget in the future.
Congressman Mike Quigley, thank you very much. Appreciate your being here today.